Alright folks, well, I put together some videos, new to YouTube, new to all that stuff. Been trying to edit everything the best I can. That's not going to be fancy. But what I did was I made some videos of basically on setting on location, setting on sign. That is the key to catching anything. Especially coyotes. If they're not there, you're not going to catch them. You can't. There's no magic lure or bait that's going to draw them from miles away to come check your sets out. So, like I said, we're doing location, we're doing sign, and I think I've put together enough decent videos to get, show you what I mean by this. We made the last 7 days, we caught 14 coyotes and a red fox, which is pretty good for me. Basically, I chose some areas from either aerial photos or just driving by and seeing these areas. I know a lot of the farmers, a lot of the property owners around our county here, so I was able to gain access to some good places, which helped a lot. So, but if you're not, if you're trying to just catch the coyotes that you're getting on your trail cameras on your deer hunting properties and things like that, and you don't have these features that I'm keying on, this might not really help you much, but you might be able to take something from these locations. Whether it doesn't have to be exactly like this, but if you have a few of these features, it's at least going to help you out a little bit, put you give you an idea of what I look at and what I target when I'm setting up a property. So I hope I've done that well, and I hope I haven't rambled too much in these videos. I tend to do that, but when it comes to trapping, you can go on and talk about different things and different ways to do stuff. It's not cut and dry. There's not a this is the way you have to do it type thing. So anyway, without further ado, here's the last couple weeks of some setups, some catches, and hopefully y'all enjoy it. Alright guys, I got kind of about as perfect example as I can give you as far as, again, setting on sign. Key on that, I mean, if they've walked through there once or twice or 3 times, they're going to do it again. And especially if you're seeing the tracks and they're fresh tracks, that's something that they're doing quite often. You've got to sit there. Find you a good spot, get you a nice set, blend it in there good, dirt hole, flat set, whatever you want to do, but make sure it's good and tight, bedded tight. And I'm going to show you here real quick what I got going on. Okay, this is just a waterway between 2 fields. Alright, it's a little grassway out, runs out, comes down that edge. So just a little bitty tiny chunk of woods out here in the middle of the field, as thick as can be. You go up that way. There's a place where the tractors and stuff came through that little grassway. Path of least resistance. Coyotes are going to walk that. It's just habit. They're animals. They're creatures of habit. That's just what they do. Same here. Waterway. Spot where the tractors and everything went through. And it gets back thick again. Okay. We're setting this with the west, any type of west wind in mind here. Southwest, northwest, west, whatever. Okay. Right there, that's my dirt hole right there. You see the hole? Natural backing. I didn't put any of that there. That's all how that was. I just went in there and punched a hole in there, and I'll show you here real quick what I mean by setting right on sign. Okay, so there's my set. Come down here, old track, another old track. Okay, and they're going right through here. track right there by my hammer and saw. You know, just come in here, blend that set in, plug it in. I've done nothing. Pan's your lowest point. You know, there's tracks all over out here. It's not the same coyote, I wouldn't guess. You can tell couple different sizes. Maybe it's just a pair, whatever it is, you know. But set on sign, guys. That's all I could say. Set on sign. Nice, you know, blended sets, and you know, make sure they're bedded solid, and you're gonna be set. It might take some time. You know, be cautious of your scent. You know, you don't want to go too crazy, but at the same time, your scent's going, you know, it's going to dissipate. You know, some guys tell you to check from your traps from afar, especially in the snow or, you know, kind of muddy conditions. If you can go out in the field and you drive the edge and you drive past your sets, what do you think those coyotes are going to do? They're going to find that smooth path that you've made in that field. That whether it's, you know, definitely snow is a big thing, but even when, you know, you got a muddy field and you've went through and you've cut tracks and you drive those same tracks every day and you kind of get it packed down, those coyotes are going to start using that. I use that to my advantage. You know, some guys don't have the option of that. I understand that, but if you got a four-wheeler, side by side, whatever, or even your truck, if you can check from your truck, just drive past it. Don't get out. You don't have to get out and mess with your set and put more scent there, but just drive by it, pack those places down, and you're giving them a travel way, you know. So use it to your advantage. There's all kinds of different ways to do this, but just kind of think out of the box a little bit. And you know, I've never really heard anybody talk about that. As far as, you know, I couldn't even tell you how many hours of trapping videos on YouTube, and you know, I've never ever heard anybody talk about using your vehicle to your advantage on a field edge or what. I could drive in the snow, in the mud, whatever, right down the middle of a field, wide open field, from, you know, edge to edge, and you're going to give coyotes a reason to go down through there. They don't want to walk in the mud and the muck and everything. You pack a trail down for them, they're going to use it. You know, same goes for the snow. You pack a trail down for them. Why would you walk in all that, you know, the snow there? Just, it makes sense to me. I mean, and it works. I've seen it work. So, just a little tip there, as far as using your whatever mode of transportation to your advantage. Okay, just like I said, think out of the box a little bit. Don't worry about driving by your sets. You know, you can't check and see a set. You know, maybe a deer comes through, steps in it, just sets it off, and it's just sitting there in the bed still, but it's set off. You might not be able to see that, even with a great set of binoculars, you know. But for now, I think my battery's about to die. This cold's just killing it. It's killing me. I'm hurting. So I'm gonna get this set down. I think I'm gonna plug in one more before I go home, and then I'll set part of this farm, another set part of this farm tomorrow. So we'll see what happens out here. I still got a few sets, different places, so hopefully this cold's gonna get them moving. It's supposed to get down to middle teens tonight. Snow coming tomorrow, so that I would assume they're gonna move pretty good. So fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. This wind's killer, I know, guys, but here's another. This is the first night catch. This is the first check on these traps. This is the last trap I set yesterday in this spot. Again, this is just that little clump of woods out there in the middle of nothing. You know they're going to come out here. They're going to check stuff. This looks probably, I'm assuming it's a small female. So we're going to get her dispatched, get this set remade. She's only made it better now. Had nothing else in the other traps. It's just a chunk of woods. There's another dirt hole down here where the tractor traffic and everything's beat a trail down through there. So Again, this is the same type thing, path of least resistance here. Just right here where the tractors went through this water, little grass ditch here. So we'll get her taken care of and get the set remade, and go hit some more farms and get some more sets plugged in today. Alright guys, I just want to show you something here real quick. You can catch coyotes down there by the trees and the wood line and all that stuff, no doubt. But what can run into, if the wind's not right or whatever, you know, they'll be bouncing in and out of the woods, they'll be bouncing in and out of that waterway, and they could just flat out miss your set. So if you come out here to the open, you know, they're definitely going to be just traveling these transition lines. They're not going to be bouncing around out in the middle of the field, which, I mean, they do, don't get me wrong, but they're going to travel these waterways more than they are anything. So you're essentially just, you know, creating a funnel, or not really creating, but setting the funnel where they're going to be if they come out this far. So by doing that, you can set your traps out here in the middle of nothing where there's not a tree around for, I don't know, it's probably 300 yards or better to those woods over there. But you're going to catch coyotes more often, I would say. Just because once they're out to this point, they're pretty well committed to keep on coming through. They can just go, you know, bounce around, go in the woods, wherever they want, and you could just flat out miss them. So that's why you try to target these waterways and things like that are out away from the woods, because once they're out there, they're pretty well committed to a path where they're going to go. You know, they might bounce around inside the waterway, but they're going to hit, you know, back out to the edge or whatever. But at least they're close to your set, closer. You know, I mean, if you stick it up there in the woods, well, they might come out and bounce back in, hit a deer trail and follow a scent, and then come back out and, you know, completely miss your set if the wind's not right. So, but if you put yourself out here in these open spots like this, where it's neck down, where they're going to have to be at, you know, I mean, not necessarily guaranteed, but at least I feel like you're giving yourself a better chance to catch out here in places like this, just because they don't have as many options out here. I mean, don't give them, like I've said before, don't give them a reason not to go by your set. So by doing this, if they come by here, they're at least going to smell it or see it or whatever and work it. So we're going to carry on. We still got plenty more traps to check today and plenty to set. I got a 2-year-old that is not having a good time already this morning. So bear with me and I'll try to keep plugging along here. Alright guys, I'm going to show you this here. You can see there's not a tree in sight, but you got a grassway, another one that comes out, and we got this one really vocal, good looking dog. He's assuming some animals. It's a good size. It's kind of funny, I came in this spot about 3 weeks ago, and I went to set, my drill broke. And I got most of it done and just said the heck with it. Changed spot, just went home for the day. Well, I came back, went to set this property again earlier on a couple days ago, and I found where they'd worked the dirt hole. I hadn't even baited or anything, and they'd already worked it. They left scat around it, a couple different spots. I plugged the trap back right in there, and this is the second check day on that, and there he is. So we're gonna get him dispatched and try to get the trap bedded back in there. I don't know, this ground's froze. Pretty much anything that I set's probably gonna be, if I got a catch, it's probably gonna have to be just left or pulled, whatever. It's just, it hasn't been above freezing for about 3 days now, and been down in the teens at night, so it's gonna be hard to get those trap beds busted back out. But we'll see what we can do here and get him dispatched and see if we can get a set remade. Again, we're just on a grass line here, separating two fields. Again, just simple sets, simple areas to set. I mean, you know they're going to work these, so you just gotta get in there and just get some good solid sets plugged in there, stuff that you feel confident with, and that's usually all it takes. Alright guys, here's a second day in this spot. Same trap. Real dark male. Furred good. I just don't know how well he'll sell at auction. I might just tan him up myself. That's a pretty cool looking coyote. That's about the darkest one I've ever caught. If you're not remaking your sets, you are missing out. I'm telling you. You know, once you've caught a coyote in a spot. Sorry about that. I'm trying to back out. Once you've caught one in that spot, you better remake it, because that spot's not going to get any better. You know, this is just a simple remake, simple dirt hole. Same exact spot as yesterday. The first trap we came up to. We parked. Don't know if you can see the truck back there. That's all the farther it was off the road here. We're just down this low spot. This interchanges here. This roadway ends. Grassway runs off that way. You're going to get all kinds of different coyotes working this area out through here. So we'll get this one dispatched. Going to try to remake this spot again. Like I said, second day in a row. They start to tear it up pretty good, but if you can get it remade and bedded back in there, you're going to be better off. So we'll get this coyote dispatched and move on to the next one. We're going to try to set a bunch more traps today on a new farm. So this, like I said, a real dark coyote, real nice looking. Not great for the fur trade, but cool nonetheless.